Hi everybody, it's Patty Chanel back from StampPatties.com, just stamping in my flaps. Today I have an awesome tutorial to share with you. It's something that I created for an event that was held recently. A friend of ours retired after more than 20 years with the Connecticut State Police. And then today I am going to be attending a baby shower for my niece who's having her first child. She is decorating the baby's room with mermaids. So what better product suite to use than our Magical Day product suite? I'm going to show you a step-by-step on how to create this full-size card gift card holder. Sorry about that. Remember, I don't edit, so what you see is what you get. So we're going to be using the Magical Day stamp set. We'll be using the coordinating framelits. In addition, I am going to be using pieces of the designer paper. So I discovered something when I was working on this project. I know that many of you have probably seen projects where the mermaids have been fussy cut. That's what I call it, because we don't have a framelit that actually cuts out these larger mermaids. So on this project that I created, I actually had to fussy cut. But I want you to look really closely at these little tiny seahorses. These seahorses are actually within the designer paper as well. And the ones where the nose is facing the left, our framelit set, actually the coordinating framelit set, has a little seahorse. And believe it or not, I discovered through trial and error that our framelit actually cuts these little seahorses out perfectly. So no need to fussy cut this little tiny critter, because I cut mine, the ones that I'm going to be using for our project, I cut them with the framelit, so I made life a lot easier. So without further ado, let's get on to how we make the gift card holder. Okay, so for the card base, I am using the thick Whisper White cardstock. And I am going to be scoring this cardstock in two ways. I am going to be scoring it long ways, like I'm going to be scoring it at 4 1/4, which is halfway across the long way of the paper. And I'm going to run this a couple of times because I want my score line to be pretty heavy. I'm going to turn my paper 90 degrees to the left, and I'm going to score it at 5 1/2 inches. And again, I'm going to run it a couple of times. So I want you to see that we have, I don't know if you can see that on the camera or not. Maybe if I turn it over, you'll be able to see it. We have score lines this way and this way. So I'm holding my project like this. And the next thing that I'm going to do on my cutter is I am going to cut off the bottom portion, the bottom rectangle off of this project. So I know that it was scored at 5 1/2. So if I line my paper up at 5 1/2, and instead of using my scoring blade, if I use my cutting blade and I cut it over to about 4 1/4, and then turn my paper 90 degrees, and at 4 1/4, I cut it all the way up, then I will have successfully cut out that piece of paper. So I'm holding it this way because this is actually going to be my card front. This is going to be the inside of my card, and this flap right here is what's going to make the gift card pocket. So the next thing that I need to do is I need to cut 3 inches off of this tab. So I am going to cut 3 inches off. Perfect scrap for stamping of some of your mermaids perhaps, and coloring them in with the blends as I have done. Remember, this is a tutorial for, I'm seeing I didn't cut this quite on the score, so I'm putting it back in. This is not a tutorial on the blends. This is a tutorial for how to make my little gift card holder. So, okay, so now I have cut 3 inches off of this side. Okay, and so this piece is going to be folding up, but instead of just having this ugly square, I decided that I wanted to make it a little bit prettier. So I took one of our punches. This is one of our label punches, and I apologize. I think it might be called Everyday Label. I'm not 100% certain, but I'm going to use it upside down, and on my flap, I'm going to do my best to center this punch. I'm going to center it left and right, and then I also want to try to get to the center of the punch. So right about there, I'm going to punch that out, and that is going to make a much prettier pocket for my gift card. So I'm all done with my cutter for now. I'm going to get all these things out of the way. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of our awesome tear tape. I want a nice, strong adhesion, and because I'm going to be sliding a gift card in there, I don't want my pocket to come undone. This tear tape is phenomenal in terms of its strength, and it is so easy to use. So, like, I just didn't go quite straight. Fingernails are good for something, keeping it there. And then I'm going to put a piece also on this side, and I'm going to tear that. So now all I need to do is I need to remove the paper from the top of the tear tape. My fingernails are pretty, everybody, but they're not always functional. So I'm going to get rid of that piece of paper. We don't need that. And I'm going to do the same on the other side, just like that. And then I am going to fold this up, and I am going to adhere it to my card. So now I have my pretty little pocket. I bought a Target gift card for the baby because, you know, I know she's going to have everything. She's having a little girl. Her name's going to be Lillian. And I know she's going to have more than enough stuff. So this will slide very nicely into that pocket of the card. So I thought since I was showing you the pocket, I might as well show you how I made the entire card. So the next thing that I have is a piece of pool party paper, cardstock. It's going to be the front of my card. It is cut 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches so that it will leave a 1/4 inch border all the way around my card. I also have a piece of our beautiful Bermuda Bay glimmer paper. This is cut 4 inches by 1 1/2 inches, and that's going to adhere down here to the bottom of the card. I am going to use some of our Tombow liquid. I don't know if you've done much work with this glimmer paper, but a lot of people think because of the texture of the back of this glimmer paper, they think it's a peel and stick kind of thing, but it's not. The paper is very heavy, and it's really hard to get things to adhere to it. So I like to use the liquid glue because it is so heavy. So I'm going to glue that on the bottom. That is going to become my ocean water, if you will. Using my Bermuda Bay Classic ink pad, I'm going to put a couple of little bubbles on my card. I'm also, in addition to using the Magical Day stamp set where the bubbles, I'm going to use the bubbles, and I'm going to use, I believe this is supposed to be the flames for the dragon, but I saw it kind of as seaweed in the ocean, so I'm going to use a little bit of that as well. I'm also using another stamp set called Moon Baby. Specifically, I'm using the greeting here that says Hello Baby, and on the inside, a little something for a little someone. So I want to put my Hello Baby on the outside first so that I don't put, yes, I like to double mount my stamps, so I apologize. Hello Baby is going to go out here on the outside of the card. There it goes. Good. So now I can kind of put my bubbles all over the place. And again, I'm stamping this in Bermuda Bay. Perfect. And my seaweed is also mounted. Again, I think it's intended to be the flame for the dragon, but I needed a place for the seahorse to kind of, so I'm going to do a couple of these together. Maybe another one over here. Okay, good. I'm happy with that. Let me get some of this stuff out of my way. Okay, so I have already fussy cut one of the mermaids from the designer paper, specialty designer paper, and I've put some dimensionals on the back. So I'm going to go ahead and peel those off. And I'm thinking that this mermaid is going to kind of be mostly my focal point. So I'm going to put her like right there. Okay, the Little Mermaid, the one that was created using the stamp from the Magical Day stamp set and the coordinating framelit, was stamped with our archival black ink. I used some of our blend markers, specifically the Bermuda Bay. I used the dark brown, which is an individual color, and then I used some of the crumb cake. I used the ivory, and then I don't know if you can see it, but I gave her a couple of little blush marks, a couple of little blush circles on her face. So I put some dimensionals on her as well. So we're going to put her, this is why I have dimensional papers everywhere, because I just kind of throw them. I'm going to put the Littler Mermaid kind of down here, more in the water, because I want to make room for the little seahorses that I also took out of the DSP. I put one of our mini dimensionals. Oh my God, do you love those or what? Thank goodness, I'm so happy Stampin' Up! Came up with those. Don't get me wrong, I used to just cut my big ones, but now I don't have to do that because I have these cute little ones. So I'm going to put my, what colors do I have? I have the green one cut out and I have a blue one cut out. So I think I'm going to put my green one over here next to the seaweed, aka Dragon Fire. And then I'm going to put my darker, I want to say it's almost an indigo, but I'm not positive of the color, and our lemon lime or olive. I'm going to put that one over here. Ooh, I'm so happy. Okay, using more of our glimmer paper. This is the stack, the 6x6 stack that comes in the, and coordinates, I'm sorry, with the Magical Day Suite. I'm going to put a couple of dimensionals on the back of that one as well. I am thinking about that kind of like as some moonshine. So let's put that up in the left-hand corner. Oh, it looks so cute. I love it. Okay, the only thing I've got left to do is put my greeting on the inside of my card. So on the inside of the card, again, I'm choosing something from the Moon Baby set. So I'm going to stamp it saying a little something for a little someone, also done in the Bermuda Bay. And now I am going to take my snail adhesive, and I am going to adhere my piece that I just made, just assembled. I'm going to adhere that to the front of my card. And now, with my gift card, with my newly made gift card holder, I am ready to go to my baby shower. So I want to thank you so much for watching today. I know that you have lots of choices when it comes to Stampin' Up! Product, but I would love to be your demonstrator of choice. You can find me at www.stamppatties.com. And you can like my Facebook page, and please be sure to like and share this video with all of your friends. Come back and check out often what's happening here in the studio. Thanks so much. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Happy stamping.